Okay, it is 6:00 p.m. on June 10th, 2024. I call the June regular board meeting to order, noting the absence of Adriana Dyachenko and Larry Herman. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have a public comment tonight from Mr. Pena.
Oh, that's good.
You're right.
Normally it's after the minutes and everything. We moved you up.
Yeah, I like that. I feel important now. Okay. You ready? Oh, wait, Solo Pena, long-time resident, Beecher High School graduate. I live on South Plenty. So after attending the April school board meeting and hearing discussions about liaisons for various organizations benefiting our local youth, it struck me, Team PACT, a nonprofit organization, lacks representation on the school board. For 2 decades, Team PACT has been imparting the art of karate to numerous Beecher youth completely free of charge. Some of these students have even earned privileges to compete in karate tournaments worldwide. Notably, Joe and Jenna Huskisson, along with Grace Goodfellow, earned the chance to represent Team USA in Ireland, bringing home numerous accolades. Last year, representing Team USA, Joe and Jenna collectively continued their success by clinching 2 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze medals at the WKC World Championships held in Florida. This October, they are set to represent Team USA in Greece alongside emerging talents Hunter Ogle and Michael Aldano. These youths not only represent our community, but also our nation, and doing it exceptionally well. Moreover, beyond karate competitions, students like Jenna, Joe, and Grace have had the opportunity to appear on TV shows such as Chicago Med and Chicago PD, with Joe even securing a role as an extra in Cobra Kai. Such achievements are a testament to the dedication of the athletes, their parents, and Sensei Juan Hernandez, who is an 8th degree black belt and a national and world karate champion, who was also a Beecher High School graduate. It's worth noting Beecher High School previously sponsored Sensei Juan by providing financial assistance, exceptions from gym class prior to competitions, and permitting excused absences for travel and on competition days, like other student athletes. Sensei Juan has long been a pillar of Beecher community, extending his generosity by opening the Kicking It Back Center workout area to students when both gyms were closed due to water damage, all at no cost. Given the remarkable contributions of Team PACT and Sensei Juan to the Beecher community, I propose the school board initiate discussions and consider appointing a liaison for Team PACT at the upcoming July board meeting. Additionally, I encourage you to explore their Facebook page, PACT Team Hernandez, for further info. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is approval of board minutes. I need a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes of May 13th, 2024 as submitted.
So moved.
Second. Wolf?
Yes.
Flores? Yes. Missouri?
Yes.
Littling? Yes. Hanson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I need a motion to approve the executive board meeting minutes of May 13th, 2024 as presented. Submitted, sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Flores?
Yes.
Missouri? Yes. Littling? Yes. Hanson?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next 2 are the big ones. I need a motion to approve the executive session minutes remain closed for the executive session regular board meeting minutes of July 10th, 2023, executive session regular board meeting minutes of August 14th, 2023, executive session personnel committee meeting minutes of November 9th, 2023, executive session regular board meeting minutes of December 11th, 2023, executive session personnel meeting minutes of January 11th, 2024, executive session regular board meeting minutes of February 12th, 2024, executive session regular board meeting minutes of March 11th, 2024, executive session regular board meeting minutes of April 8th, 2024, and executive session regular board meeting minutes of May 13th, 2024.
So moved. Second. Missouri?
Yes.
Flipping? Yes. Hanson?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Flores? Yes. Motion carried.
I need a motion to approve the destruction of audio recorded executive session minutes for the recorded regular executive session of June 13th, 2022, recorded personnel committee executive sessions of July 11th, 2022, recorded special board meeting executive session of September 26th, 2022, recorded regular executive session of October 12th, 2022, recorded negotiations committee executive session of November 14th, 2022, recorded regular executive session of November 14th, 2022, recorded negotiations committee executive session of November 22nd, 2022, recorded negotiations committee executive session of November 30th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Flipping? Yes. Hanson?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Flores? Yes. Missouri?
Abstain.
Motion carried.
Next up are the June 2024 expenses. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, or anything about those? Oh, okay.
These are your last expenses for these, this school year budget. So next month will be new budget items, or new, next year's budget.
So I need a motion to approve the June 2024 expenses as submitted.
So moved. Second. Hanson?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Flores? Yes. Missouri? Yes. Flipping? Yes. Motion carried.
Next up is the treasurer's report.
All right. Balance in the super now account, first community at month end was $2,285,994.19. Outstanding checks for the month, total $27,342.44. May payroll expense carryover, $65,288.25. And IMRF adjustment carryover 12 cents, leaving the adjusted bank balance for the end of May at $2,193,363.38. The lunch program balance, $129,933.24. Impress fund, $5,000, leaving that total at $2,328,296.62. The investment accounts finished May at $5,315,919.82, leaving the balance of all funds as of May 31st at $7,644,216.44. May receipts totaled $952,836.59, and expenses were $1,314,899.74. The individual fund balances, education fund ended at $3,494,128.97. The building fund, $2,105,160.89. Transportation fund, $826,932.96. IMRF, $36,569.74. Working cash, $271,507.83. Tort fund, easy to say, $332,115.83. Life safety, $577,822. And the May interest for the month, total $10,531.27. Just a few distributions from the state. Regular state aid, $314,122. School lunch program, $14,969.20. And the state free lunch, $109.56. And the first real estate distribution of $491,732.31. Fund balances are in the back.
I'd also like to note the investment page. We are still earning over 5% on, one says NA, but is the Midland also has over a 5% gain. So we have roughly $3.5 million earning over 5%. As Mr. Peters and I mentioned when we did the debt certificate, that we were going to be able to find something that earned higher interest than
Paying out.
correct.
Yep, so I just checked that the other day, make sure, I was curious one thing, sneak a little. But nope, it's all still.
So we're still in good shape in regards to that.
Hopefully that stays that way for a while, because it looks like rates aren't going anywhere, so if it stays at that time, it'll be excellent.
Any motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Hanson?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Forrest? Yes. Missouri? Yes. Wickling? Yes. Motion carried.
Next up are staff reports with Ms. Black.
Good evening, everyone. So pink is much stronger.
As you come towards it, yeah.
Closer here.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really have a whole lot in here. We did make a decision for a math program, so that's really the biggest thing. So we are going to be using the Envision Math series by Savas next year. It's the same program. It just ended up being the same program that they're using at the junior high too. So one of the factors that went into making that decision. There were lots of pros and cons, and at the end of the day, it was a difficult decision to make. But that was the decision I went with. I was hoping to have the invoice and things like that for tonight's meeting, but with it being summer, and I was gone a couple of days last week, and the rep that I was working with was also gone, so I wasn't able to get those final numbers to you, but they'll be in next month. And then second reading for handbook. I don't know if anyone had any other questions on either of those.
I do. So I didn't know if we wanted to do it now or I saw it's on here.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
fine.
if they're for her,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. The water bottles.
Mhm.
So my son obviously is in elementary and it sounds like what you presented as a policy seemed like it was a huge problem. I never got a note home or anything about bottles being a problem all year. Were there steps to tell parents maybe like, hey, these are becoming a problem? Like I feel like it went from here to here real quick, and it being a board policy being so specific, I'm just curious that could have there been steps in between to say, okay, now no Stanleys, or because I know there's parents who said that, well, I have these really good, nice insulated bottles that I spend money on, and there's nothing wrong with them. No teacher has ever said anything to me about being in a problem. Like I'm wondering if if a simple, hey, let's just not use those big ones with the straws, like instead of like going right to the clear. Or just could you clarify a little bit if there were steps taken in between to maybe see if that could be an easy fix instead of making it like a strict board policy, so that maybe teachers can have flexibility, especially because if there's teachers who never did have a problem, now they're getting made to change it if, just
Sure.
if you can explain on that.
Well, it's not really board policy, it's in our handbook. And
Oh,
part of-
handbook, that's what I meant, I guess,
Sure,
yeah.
and part of the reason that there wasn't a whole lot of, I guess, communication or talking about that is, since it's not in our handbook, I really don't have the right to say, no, you can't bring that.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so that was part of that. As far as students who might have had things in their water bottles that weren't water, that was part of the concern with the older students. And the younger students, well, the spilling was across the board, for sure. Not bringing in things that were water was more of an older student thing, and that was handled more as as-needed basis, talking with parents specifically, because that isn't a large, it doesn't happen with a lot of students. Most, I would say, most of the students are having water in their water bottles, but with the older students, it's something that we can't really tell unless it spills or unless another student tells us, because kids were talking about it or whatever. So that's really the reason why, because I don't really have, like I said, the right to say you can't when we don't have anything in writing stating otherwise. The things that we have in writing are about only having water, and those are the conversations that I had on an as-needed basis with parents.
And if it's all the same, then there's less policing. I mean, I think that's what I got for it, was this is the water bottle you can use, and then there's no policing, because that's a big issue too, like.
And, right, because part of the conversation, when I spoke with our parent person who I have looked at changes and make suggestions, and that was something that she had shared, and then I went back and talked to the teachers on the group as well. We certainly could allow a warning if there's something in there that's not water, or a warning if you're bringing something that spills on the floor, but then it becomes much more of a, kind of like you said, a policing issue, right? So then, are we, like, who's keeping track of that? Am I keeping track of that? The kids going to the office because somebody threw a water bottle? Are the teachers keeping track of that? And then the classes that switch, if one teacher sees it, then the other teacher sees, like, it just becomes more time consuming in the ways like that. And then, also as far as, shoot, what else were we gonna say? I'm just trying to remember the conversations that we had about that. As far as if they are given a warning and then they bring in either the wrong water bottle or non-water, again, then it's, you're not allowed to use that water bottle for the rest of the year. That also is a pretty long-standing consequence. There aren't many consequences in elementary school that could go 6 months as a consequence. So then it was, so do we start it over each quarter? And then again, the time-consuming part of keeping track of all of that. So, knowing that water bottles, like knowing what kind to use and things like that, I did talk about it with the office, and that's going to be what all the students get on the first day of school, is they'll get a water bottle, a clear water bottle with the lid, so that no one needs to worry about going out and purchasing something, things like that. So that was, I feel like a fair compromise, so that parents wouldn't have to worry about purchasing something that they might already have along it.
And then you just really quick. You talked about who you talked to about this thing. Is the whole staff like? Do they all get to vote on all these policies too? I'm just curious about what actually happens with these policies.
Sure, there are a couple of meetings usually leading up to the end of the year where I'll say, certainly at SLT, I know the last 2 SLT meetings that we had, which has a grade level representative from each grade, and then there's a specials teacher, so like music, art, or whatever, and then we have a special education teacher representative. So certainly with those groups, I asked, okay, we're going to be talking about this. If you have anything that your teams bring up, let me know. And we can talk about it, we can add it, any changes that we might want to make. And then this particular time, I know at our last staff meeting, our whole staff meeting, I said the same thing again. We're looking at handbook changes. These are the things that we've already been given input on from SLT. They had already talked about, A, B, and C. Is there anything else you would like us to review or look at? Let us know.
So for a whole staff to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, whole staff and then SLT too. We talk about it a little bit more.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Dr. Quadri.
I wanted to start off by recognizing our track girls who did an awesome job at state. First, and I know they weren't able to be here tonight, but we have Rachel Imig, and she finished 18th in the 1800. Her time was 2:35:15. And then we also had a 4x4 girls team as well who went to state, and that's Madison Smith, Kendall Holt, Ani Lagunas, and Emma Henderson with Caitlin O'Neill as an alternate, and they finished 15th with a time of 4:45:96. So I wanted to recognize their great efforts. They did a fabulous job at state. All right, moving on, we had a great end of the year. I just wanted to highlight quickly a few fun things towards the end of the year that all of our students were able to participate in, or most students. We had our Navy Pier boat cruise for the 8th graders, and they had a great time. They got to get all dressed up and have a fun time. There were some other schools on the boat as well, so that was kind of cool to interact with the other students as well. We had our 5th graders come over for the step-up day, so it seems like a really great group, so we're excited to have them. And we gave them a tour, we talked to them, they had all the staff members, talk about we kind of broke it up into different sections, so we told them a little bit more about the junior high. And then they're going to be invited back to the school in August to go on another tour. They'll get their schedules, and they can access them online, and then they can kind of walk through their day as the schedule appears, so they can see what they have first period, second period, and so forth. And our 6th and 7th graders had a trip to Activate Chicago, and that was the first time we went there, and we weren't sure how it was going to go. They worked in small groups on different challenges and games, and they had a great time, so we are going to look at going back there in the future. But of course, we always do let students set up if there's something else that people suggest, we'll look into that as well. And then they also had grade boards where there were all different inside and outdoor activities activities with some trivia, some academics, and some athletic and games and things like that. So it was a fun end of the year. On a curriculum note, I did want to mention that our Envision Math, we've been setting up PD. So we are all set for our first PD days. I did hear recently from Ms. Black that they are going to go with the same series that we're going to go to. So I think, not that we had to, but I think it'll be a nice fluid kind of have the elementary doing the same thing as the junior high. And our first two PD days have been set up for the staff. One is going to be on that Teacher Institute Day, and that's going to be the program activation where they'll kind of navigate through the different components, the digital and online features, the different planning and structure options and assessments, differentiation, and so forth. Now, we did have a full presentation by them. They came to the building. We're very much familiar with the series, but you know, then you kind of, the summer goes by and you've looked at all different programs, so we really want to make sure that we get that PD to start us off at the beginning of the year. Then they suggested to wait a couple months and then do that second PD piece. So we're taking their suggestion, and that's going to be more of an implementation essentials course. We're going to dive deeper into some of the different design elements, structure of the program, ask questions, and so forth. After that, we're going to kind of see where we're at. Do we want to set up a third one? And if so, how long should we wait? So, of course, there's always a cost involved, but if we need it, then we do think it will be beneficial, and we'll be asking if we can get approval on that. But we don't know if we'll need it, so we'll see how it goes. But we're excited to take on that new program and learn everything that we can to get the students going and the teachers feeling confident with it. Did anyone have any questions? Thank you. Thanks.
Mr. Meyer.
The purple will be gone shortly. It's close, so sorry if you have to smell the paint fumes, but it's looking better already, Dr. Gahan, isn't it?
Great.
I got a bunch of sports stuff, so I'm sorry that it's just the end of the year, and so I know we're not going to be here next month. So I'd like to kind of finish all this up too. Erilyn Martinez qualified for state at the 3,200 meter race. She finished 31st. Hayden Kipman also shot put. He finished 20th. Zach Johnson, first, tell me if I'm wrong, I think it's our first sectional champion, I would say, in Beecher history since our tennis court's no longer here, and I don't know. So that's what I've been told. So Zach qualified for the state tournament, and he had two very tough matches, ended up 0-2, but he did a very nice job throughout the year. I was going to I'd have more information. His dad was going to come to share as being his coach, but I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head, so hopefully that is all good. Softball. So the Illinois Softball Coaches Association, all-state first team, Elena Kwasnicka, Ava Lorenzati, second team, Mackenzie Johnson, and Taylor Norkus. Basketball, IBCA All-Star Game. Abe McGinley had 18 points and was the MVP for the North, and I believe that was played just June 8th. And baseball, AJ Snell was the player of the year in the RVC. First team, Quentin Allen, Chase Maher, and Trevor Stout. And second team, Nate DeChinko, Nolan Lane, and special mention was Ryan Cruz. So I just want to that was mentioned to me, so I just want to make sure that I threw that stuff out there. Thing I want to talk about is I know that we've talked about this senior class being academically one of our better ones that's come through, at least since I've been at the junior high and high school. And then looking at our 85 students, 41 of them going to four-year colleges, 20 going to two-year colleges, so 61 of our 85 going to pursue university, junior college stuff, 20 to the workforce, a couple gap year, a couple military. And I'm surprised that one person said they were undecided, but I didn't ask Steve who that was. But so I hope these guys have represented us, these guys and gals have represented us very well. And so that when I asked Steve and he was like 41 going to four-year colleges or university, I just said that seems right. About half the class is pretty good, real good. Hopefully they take it seriously and do all those wonderful things. But that's what I wanted to share out of our group. Really proud of the group. Thank you for going to our graduation as well. I appreciate that. I'm trying to lock it in right now.
That's the fumes, though.
The older I get, the worse it is. I apologize for that. Sorry.
Well, and you've had all those kids.
Yeah.
Like, what,
Correct.
With the exception of 1 year, and
Yeah.
next year, the upcoming senior, you'd had them all
the way
through.
through, yeah, so, yes,
through high
like I
school.
said, I think it'll get better eventually. So,
You don't need to.
I hope so. But thank you for coming, I appreciate it. Any questions?
Go grab a tissue. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can do this. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Dr. Gahan.
Ooh. I do have, normally I don't try to go through a lot of stuff, but I do apologize. First of all, there was one commercial FOIA that was satisfied this past month, so that's a good thing. Project updates. GRP is ahead of schedule at the junior high. They are actually already moving in some of the unit ventilator, the room units. They've gotten most of them out. They've actually stripped them out of the parts that they need, and so we're ahead of schedule there. Seal coating, the patching was done in all the lots except for they missed a spot in the student lot, so that's why if you look at it, it's half done because they realized they missed a spot. So they're actually going to return after the 4th of July because that's where the Kearney folks kind of put their RVs and things, and so not that it's not the best automobiles in town. Sometimes there's a mess left behind, so we've said it's probably not a bad idea to wait till after they leave. So that'll be taken care of. So other than that, seal coating back here will get done tomorrow, and I believe they did the elementary portion today as well. They also did, at no extra cost, patch a few spots at the junior high, in particular a bus area and a student drop-off area. So thank you to them. And and the tile floor is already being removed at the elementary as well. They are 3 classrooms in. They have actually one guy out here doing it all, but hey, as long as he gets it done in time, I'm happy with it. And roofing, everything is up there, ready to go. They've removed all the refrigerant from the units, and so that should start in the next couple days as well. So all of our projects are full steam ahead and ahead of schedule, or at least on schedule. If you are a community member and you want to use the pickleball courts and the seal coating is getting done in the student lot like it is today, that still probably shouldn't be driven on for another day. Please just park in, Mr. Meyer, you have no problem with them parking in the high school lot.
No, sir.
High school drive. So if you're using the pickleball courts,
As long as they go the right way.
as long as you go the right way. Pickleball, sawzall, or basketball courts, you can walk on the sealer, but please don't drive on it for a little bit longer. Saturday is the high school golf outing,
Yes.
to help support our high school golf team. That's probably been out in the community, so that is this Saturday. And at our last day, I have a plethora of names to read. We recognize our service award winners. Those are for every 5 years. And so, the following people were recognized for 5 years. I want to put it on the record. Good luck typing all this. 5 years were Rachel Agusty, Jill Kopek, Ari Barraza, Paul Vogel, Corey Cross, Chrissy Barkis, Peg McGraw, Nick Jacobs, Jeff Borst, Lupe Cabrera, Elise Daly, Gina Duran, Becky Estrada, Jody Middich, Jesse Nago, and Jamie Parisi. All were recognized for 5 years of service. 10 years were Anthony LaBanca, Mike Peters, and Ms. Jocelyn Beck. 15 years was Steve June. 20 years was Lynn Skafish and Tammy Whaling. 25 years was Sue Winty and Mary Baxter. 30 years of service went to Jeanette Stein. And then we obviously recognize our retirees, Melissa Ollendorf with 36 and a half years, Joy Walker with 28 years, and Mr. Mike Stanula with 12 and a half years. So all those folks were recognized on the last day of school for their wonderful years of service here at Beecher 200 U.
And a bagpipe performance.
And a bagpipe performance was done by Mr. Stanula as well. And then lastly, just a fun reminder that our principals will not be here next month. So that's everything that wasn't in my report that I wanted to give you guys a heads up on.
Next up are committee updates. We're going to start this end and that end.
I'll start.
Okay.
The Beecher Education Foundation, last month I unfortunately did not get it on my personal calendar, but Ms. Black went and presented the Freckle map, and the Beecher Education Foundation graciously approved that purchase, so they will be helping out with that. And that is all I have for the foundation. There's another meeting at the end of the month.
KCC had their golf fundraiser for scholarships that I know, I think, with Sarsney, correct?
Yes, and Mr. Ogden. So
Should we want to know the scores or?
we shot 200, I believe,
We
200,
did.
200 for the day.
We did.
So we had a good time.
We
We had a
did.
good time.
So they did that. Before last month, I think I already updated, they did their signing day and all that, so that was on the last one. So really, that's all that's happened kind of the past month, because theirs was all done. Okay. Next.
Scholarship,
Yeah, it's brand new.
Yep.
Give them away, give them away.
New year. So yeah, I'll speak for Booster Club. Our first meeting of the new year is June 23rd at 6:30 at the Baumgartner's Barn. Please attend. We did this year was great. We raised a lot. We have some awesome scoreboards out there. And we'd like to increase our volunteer group. So please come.
For the elementary school PTO, they did, on Olympic Day, they had purchased Kona Ice for all the students and ran the concession stand. That's it, to the best of my knowledge.
And, sorry guys. UIC had their kickoff to summer on June 1st. Lions Club partnered with us and provided like hot dogs, chips, and pop. Even with it being rained out and no bouncy houses, it was still pretty successful. I guess we had like 130 people there. So we had a lot of fun with tattoos, face painting, and just like outdoor games under the pavilion. That's really pretty much it. We're doing the Kid and Pet Parade, which will be July 3rd, the first night of the fest. Lineup for that is at Peace Lutheran Church at 5:30. There will be a raffle drawing for some bracelets for the carnival, for the kids that show up for that. And that's about all I have. We have a meeting, I believe we're meeting tomorrow night instead of the third week because we have a lot of conflict, but it's going to be a very short and not well-attended meeting because of the conflict. So I will beg the community to come next month.
Okay, next up is old business. So I need a motion to approve the second reading of the student handbook.
So moved.
Bell?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Whitman?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Still have no need for executive session? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We can, yep.
I just see a new name on here that I don't know a thing about, so I didn't know if that's something we need to talk about in an executive session.
The
About
hiring.
the
Yes.
Fourth one?
Mm-hmm.
We can talk, absolutely.
Yeah, we can. It was they accepted after the packet went out.
I just would like to know, I mean,
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. I need a motion to proceed to executive session for the purpose, is that number still good?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's an appointment.
Of 5 ILCS 1208-2C1.
So moved. Second.
Bell?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Whitman? Yes. Hanson?
yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. So call the regular session of the June board meeting back in session at 7:11 PM. Okay, moving on to new business. So I need a motion to approve the retirement agreements of Bob Ogden as high school dean of students fiscal year 27 and Carrie Peichel as junior high dean of students fiscal year 27. Acknowledge the resignation of James Crocker as the head bus mechanic and Debbie Rojas as the junior high soccer coach. Approve the employment of Nick I should ask you that one. Kapczynski
You got it.
as junior high assistant baseball coach. Approve Kara Graham as volunteer high school boys soccer coach and Melissa Prokunski sorry, as a one-year elementary school, 5th grade general education teacher.
So moved.
Second. Belt.
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Missouri.
Yes.
Flickling.
Yes.
Hanson. Yes. Motion carried.
I need a motion to approve the employment of Rihanna Hant as elementary school 4th grade special education teacher.
So moved.
Second. Belt.
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Flickling.
No.
Missouri.
Yes.
Hanson.
No.
Next up is the calendar that is in front of you for the fiscal year 25 board meeting calendar. So it was, you want to talk?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Go for
I mean,
it, go for it.
So, this is the school calendar, I just want to give you guys a calendar so you have something in front of you. So every year, there's always at least Columbus Day, and probably around spring break, we have to move it from a Monday to a Wednesday anyway. And this year, there's also Election Day, which is in November. So you have 3 dates off the bat that you have to move off of the money you have. So I was talking to Katie and Mr. Peters as well. One of the biggest problems that they have in terms of the budgeting and getting things to you guys for that second Monday is if it, I've circled particular days. If the Monday falls on the Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, i.e. the second Monday is literally the second Monday that it possibly could be, with the banks not opening until Monday, and then that pushes us really close, and you can't start balancing SDS to the bank accounts until the first of the month. You can't do it, it's not allowed. And so what Katie then has to do is make sure that on those particular months, she runs it on Monday, and sometimes it takes a couple days just because of the way payroll, it works with TRS and all those things. And she might not get those things to Mike Peters till Wednesday. That then gives Mike a day to get it back to you, to us on Thursday, so we can get it to you guys on Friday. It's a very, very, very tight window. And so what we are looking at is the potential of moving it from a Monday to a Wednesday board meeting and how that looks with your schedule. The circled days are the days that would be affected by the thing I just mentioned, being the tight window. If you want to know, it would be if you moved it to Wednesday, there would actually be no conflicts this year in terms of having to move it off to a different day because of holidays or because of breaks. So if you had it on the second Wednesday of every month, it's 6. I checked with the Illinois School Board Association attorney. She said you're allowed to move things if you're establishing new dates. If you would have said back in November, oh man, these Mondays aren't working for us, let's move it, you'd have to do a posting and things like that because you're actually moving your predetermined dates. But because you were establishing new dates, you guys actually have the right to submit something, and then we put it on the website and say, hey, these are the meeting dates for this year. So I wanted to bring it to you as a possibility. You obviously have the 100% the autonomy to keep it on Monday, the second Monday. I just wanted to give you some concerns that came from district office and Mr. Peters, the treasurer.
So, 2 things. I think for a community, it may be better because we we still have the conflict of the village meeting on a Monday. Obviously, we want to make our employees' lives better. It doesn't conflict. When is the BYC? Are they the third Wednesday? Oh, Tuesdays. Okay. So, I mean, if we're not, I personally don't have an issue. It's better if it is a Wednesday because leaving work for some of us on a Monday might be crazy.
And yeah.
So I don't have an issue
Yeah.
with
Wednesdays
this.
work for me.
I'm okay with Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
Okay. Ms. Black, or I guess actually you're the liaison, PTO normally met on Mondays because it's
Yeah.
before. If you guys
That would
make this commitment, you're gonna vote on here in a minute. I'll have Ms. Black reach out to the PTO, or when you go to the next meeting, just say, hey, just for reference, August when you come back, we're moving to Wednesdays if that's what you vote on.
I can start the email, and right after I hear the vote, I can have them.
I did not ask Larry and Adriana. But it's one of those things that
Yeah. You snooze, you lose.
you have, I mean, sure, you said it that way. You have to vote on something.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to change it, your motion would then read that the school board meetings would then be held on the second Wednesday of the month at 6 PM, effective July or school year.
Is it July then? So the first one will be
Yep,
July?
July's your first one, so it'll
Okay.
be
July
July.
10th.
So if you wanna circle that calendar, it's gonna be July 10, August 14th, which is the first day of teachers' school, September 11th, October 9th, November 13th, December 11th, January 8th, February 12th, March 12th, April 9th, which does miss spring break, May 14th, and June 11th.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I will, just so everybody knows, I will put these together on a sheet of paper. I'll send it to you guys as well, put it on the website, if you vote that way.
Okay. So I need a motion to approve the amended fiscal year 25 board meeting calendar where we change our meetings to the second Wednesday of the month at 6 PM.
You're not really amending.
Well, you amended this one.
You're establishing.
Okay, established. Want to do it again?
Well, theoretically, the motion was made, no, a motion has not been made yet. So since no motion has been, well,
Yeah.
hold on, has a motion been made?
No. No.
No motion was made, so I guess you need a separate motion. So you need a motion to establish.
Okay. I know the verbiage has to be correct.
The
You guys
school
laugh,
year-
but it has to be correct.
The school year 24-25 school board meetings
Okay.
to be the second Wednesday
At 6 PM.
at 6 PM.
Okay. So I need a motion to establish the fiscal year 25 board meetings to be the second Wednesday of each month at 6 PM.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So moved.
Second.
Flores,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Flickling. Yes. Hanson.
Yes.
Belt.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the fiscal year 25 administrative non-classified salary schedule as submitted.
So moved.
Second. Missouri,
Yes.
Flickling.
Yes.
Hanson.
Yes.
Belt.
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Ms. Black, congratulations on your raise.
Thank you.
I would say it's the other
I
two.
say thank you for
Yeah,
everyone.
no, they don't get one. They don't get one.
Yep, they snooze, they lose. They were here. We don't have any, or does anyone have any questions or comments or anything about our auditors renewing our contract?
They've been great to us. They know Beecher. They've come in, they've worked with us well. I can't say enough nice things. And they're auditors, so it's hard to say nice things about auditors. But both John and his associate have been great for us.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the engagement of Gaston Smith and Michael Esco as district auditors through fiscal year 26.
So moved.
Second.
Did you know him from high school?
Flickling. Yes. Hanson.
Yes.
Belt.
Yes.
Flores.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next is the authorization to expend fiscal year 25.
So,
I'm sorry, wait, I'm sorry. Missouri.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm like, his name.
Well, I was sitting there second guessing, like, you should ask me first, and I said yes once.
I apologize. It's one, there, now we're good, motion's carried.
oh, thank you. So this is kind of a formality. Every summer, we have to buy things. We have to get the school year started. You guys actually don't approve the school budget until September. This is kind of just making sure that it's an official way of saying, yes, Jack, continue to operate the school throughout the summer, knowing that there's a budget coming to us. Anything that is normal expenses that are above the threshold continue to come to the board. This just gives us the right to buy Kleenex and calculators and floor wax and things like that. Okay. It's gonna be a tough summer. So there's an actual, this actually comes from IASA, the business manager of IASA, the Illinois Superintendent Association. So they actually have the verbiage that Ms. Belt's gonna read for you guys to actually give me those, to officially give me those authority. The last 2 years have been going rogue, apparently.
It's a paragraph.
It is a paragraph.
I need a motion that the Board of Education approve the school district's expenditure of funds to defray necessary and proper expenses and liabilities of the school district incurred for educational or operations or maintenance or transportation or site and construction purposes of the district for fiscal year 2025, until which time the annual budget of the district is adopted in conformity with the applicable sections of the Illinois School Code.
I didn't write that.
Second?
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
I'll take.
Okay, good, thanks.
I didn't get it, could you read it?
Hanson?
Yes.
Belt?
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Nazarick?
Yes.
Flickling? Yes. Motion carried.
Okay, next up is other discussion items, which would be our bingo for the school board.
So Mr. Obranovich came to my office on Friday to socialize a little bit, but he is also now in charge of the Beecher 4th of July bingo. And so he said that the Beecher School District's time slot that he has available for us is July 5th from 6 to 8. I said, 100% George, we'll take care of that. So I'm here to say, how are we gonna take care of it, folks?
I put it in my calendar.
Yeah, I will show up. I read numbers last year, a few years ago, but it's, have you guys done, I know.
Last year, it was me, my husband, and Adriana.
Okay.
So it was us three who ran it last year.
Yeah, I did
It was
the year
actually
before.
fun. It was, we needed more than 3, but we did it. We did okay. Like,
You just call numbers?
yeah, so.
He calls numbers.
Chet
Take
called-
money, give
switch
new
cards.
Chet called the
cards.
numbers, and then Adriana took each side of the room and took the money, and then we kind of split it up that way, so.
Is it money or tickets? I know a couple years ago. it
It's
was
tickets.
Tickets. They get money, someone runs the other part.
Cards, you switch out their cards. all
It's
that
even the
fun
kids, like the
stuff.
year before, my kids did it. Like,
Yeah.
we had a
It
bunch
was
of
fun.
the
It
kids,
was
they did
actually
the cards
fun,
and the
so
tickets.
we enjoyed it. It was just, if you could
Sometimes
get
it's
maybe
hot.
4 people at least, that'd be great. I mean, we did it. We did fine.
Yeah, because they
it was
get kind of
fun.
grumpy if you take too long.
Yeah, so we, I mean, you got a system
Switching
down,
the
so if you can
cards,
get
yeah.
4 people to do it, it'd be even better.
And I could
was
do it,
fun.
I could do any day but the 5th. But that's my birthday and I'm not gonna be there.
Can I email George and say we're good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
I
have it on
probably
my
can do it
calendar.
again, so.
Fantastic. I'll let Mr. Obranovich know. Excuse me. Is number 17 a typo? Number 17 is a typo. Should say July 10th now. I know.
Okay, and then items for the July 10th, 2024 board meeting. Anyone have anything that needs to be on there? July short, no. Okay. Upcoming dates, the July 10th board meeting. And the July 5th bingo.
I probably will have to have policy sometime, probably before August. I will reach out to you and the rest of the group.
Sounds good.
But just go through them, transportation. There's nothing regarding transportation right now, buses, nothing in regards to that. Facilities, I mean,
They're all spiffy.
they are, they're painting, so we're there. Negotiations, we're done with negotiations for 3 years.
Finance.
Finance, we'll have one probably late August for the budget, so look for that. I'm trying to think of, and then
Curriculum. I
curriculum,
feel like it's within these meetings.
yeah. And then Larry is personnel. So, okay, we got before we start the next school year. I think policy is the one that we gotta have.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So I need
President
a,
Belt?
what?
I just would like to clarify, there seemed to be some question. The motion regarding the elementary school 4th grade special education
Yes.
teacher did pass. The motion did carry. Yes.
Okay, so need a motion to adjourn.
No, nobody seconded.
Okay, let's go. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Done.